Harlem School District leaders call a consolidation plan ambitious, while parents argue it disrupts their families.
WIFR's Nathaniel Langley learns how the Harlem community braces for major changes with the possibility of 2 elementary schools closing.
Sydney, Daniel, as soon as next school year, Harlem's youngest students may find themselves in a completely new school and structure. All parents I met with said the proposal was a complete shock.
Look at the astronaut book. Did you want to read the
Cassandra Petlamnell sends 6 of her kids to the Harlem School District.
And their programs are all very successful.
But the district plans to close 2 elementary schools, Olson Park and Maple, where her daughter attends. The proposal also reduces the early childhood program from 360 to 80 seats, just before her son can join.
It was scary at first to think about the new way that they want to do it.
Harlem superintendent says a consolidation is needed due to a drop in students, underutilized buildings, and a $3.1 million deficit.
What we proposed last night was obviously an ambitious, change.
This would dismantle our household as we know it, for sure.
Kitty Ahrensdorf worries how to tell her kids their schools and programs may split between East and West branches.
So now we would have to divide our attention across 3 different schools and choose which ones we want to participate in.
Natalie Sachon dreads losing the advanced learner program if Olson Park closes.
For him, possibly not getting to go next year is a little devastating. I'm just, a mom and a parent like anybody else, just wanted to know, why is that the answer?
Cassandra says she trusts the planned consolidation.
So as long as we're seeing the positives with the negatives, I see it being a good option.
Any change requires the approval of the Harlem School Board. Members will vote on a final action on December 15th. The community is invited to attend public hearings set for December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. A location and time will be shared later.
Superintendent Yarbrough added if the consolidation fails, they may consider a rise in property taxes to prevent the deficit.